Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? We had a big one today. Kris Bryant going to the Rockies, and I am laughing hysterically. Joc Pederson also signed. Zack Greinke signed. Eddie Rosario signed. What is next for Freddie Freeman and Carlos Correa? Let's get to it. Man, what is going on, baseball fans? Hello. 320 people in the chat to start things off. What is going on, everyone? How are we doing? We were here this morning, and here we are again. I saw someone in the chat. Couldn't quite remember who it was, but this is the weirdest offseason of all time. I mean, it's just nuts. Honestly, I love it. Keep doing this. Can Major League Baseball keep having off seasons like this where you just have like a certain time period to be able to sign, kind of like the NBA does it? It's the best. It's the absolute best. But we had a big one today. Kris Bryant going to the Rockies, and just watching baseball Twitter just burn and melt is hilarious to me. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the signing, why it was made. Why did the Rockies make that signing? We're going to break it down, and we're going to look at some people's reactions as well. We're going to talk Carlos Correa, Freddie Freeman. We had some other signings happen today as well. Zack Greinke going back to his old team. Eddie Rosario going back to the Braves. Joc Pederson going to the Giants. We also had some signings from this morning. I did a separate stream on that, so I'm not going to do. I'm not going to talk about those guys where. Kyle Schwarber, Seiya Suzuki, and then Matt Chapman from this morning. So I'm going to leave that for that stream. So if you want to go watch that, then hop on over to that one. But I'm going to break down today's signings. So right around 400 people in the chat. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Frank Ryan starting things off with a $1.99 super chat. Fun day for us Red Sox fans. Oh, man. Something's got to be coming, right? Something. But then again, it's Chaim Bloom. Listen. It's Chaim Bloom. You know, he's not going to be that kind of a guy. You know, it's going to be, I don't know, however long he ends up being the Red Sox president of baseball operations, I don't think he ends up making a lot of huge signings. Could this year be the year where he makes one? We'll have to wait and see. We're going to talk about Freddie Freeman. We're going to talk about Carlos Correa. We're going to talk about all the guys today. We got a couple of rumors out there. We had a trade today as well. Also, everyone, there is a poll in the chat. I'm just asking you a pretty simple question. Which big free agent will sign next? Carlos Correa, Freeman, Story, Castellanos. There is still Conforto out there. You know, there's still a couple of other guys out there as well. So make sure you vote in the poll. Before I do get started, hit that subscribe button, everyone. Hit the like button, hit the bell button, hit the share button. Hit all the buttons. Let's get to it, everyone. Let's get the music set. Let's set the mood. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. So, taking a look here. Let's go to the first story. So, Kris Bryant, big one, one of the big ones. And I thought this was not going to happen. I thought it was too good to be true. There's no way it happens. And then you just kept hearing about this team. Hold on 1 second, everyone. Whoops, sorry, I didn't get back on the regular screen. Where are we at? There we go. That's better. Sorry about that, everyone. But Kris Bryant, I just didn't think this was going to happen. I had zero confidence in it. I thought it was too good to be true. I thought the Rockies were just making a good faith effort to really try and improve their team. I did not think they were going to land him. But then when the Phillies signed Kyle Schwarber today, which I thought was a fantastic move for the Phillies, I thought, man, this might happen. This might happen. Also, we just got a new member, Tyler. Welcome to the channel, my friend, and thank you for signing up for a membership. If you go to the community tab on the channel, you will find a link to the Discord where you can talk baseball throughout the day. So, where was I? Kris Bryant. So, taking a look here, signing with the Rockies. I thought it was just too good to be true. I really did. But then Kyle Schwarber signed with the Phillies, and I'm thinking, there's still no way Kris Bryant signs with the Rockies. There's no way. Right? I mean, I was even thinking, okay, maybe the Red Sox can get it on Kris Bryant. They were looking for a right-handed bat. He has that versatility that Chaim Bloom and Alex Cora love. I mean, let's do the Red Sox. I'm thinking there's no way he goes to the Rockies. And he went to the Rockies. I can't believe it. It is absolutely hilarious to me. As soon as I saw the news, I yelped and I started laughing, and I started laughing more and laughing even more. Why am I laughing, you ask? Why do I find it so funny? Well, here's a couple of things. Well, first off, it is funny because, in the end, the Rockies, they did just trade away Nolan Arenado a couple of years ago. So it is kind of funny after just a couple of years removed, they end up signing another, big free agent. However, but it was funny with Nolan Arenado because that was, homegrown guy. And then they end up just using that money and just using it with Kris Bryant. So overall, it was a 7-year, $182 million deal. But why else I found it funny? Why else I found it absolutely hilarious? Was because everyone on Twitter was melting down about it. It was awesome. I loved it because I knew people were going to freak out about it. I knew people were immediately going to jump to the Nolan Arenado thing. It was just going to happen. But I am curious to hear the ownership's reaction, or their reasoning behind it. I do want to hear what they have to say because it's very you have a good reason to question it. You do. Because they did just trade away Nolan Arenado. Now, I have my thoughts. I have my reasons for this. But before I do get into it, let's kind of just take a look here. Let's look at Kris Bryant. Let's go take a look at the Rockies depth chart on Fangraphs. Let's see where Kris Bryant fits. And ultimately, I'm just going to say this right now. I think it's a fantastic move. I really do. I actually kind of like it more than Nolan Arenado. And I'm going to tell you why. Taking a look at Kris Bryant. Looking at the numbers, solid numbers last year. 265 average, 25 home runs, 73 RBIs, a 353 on base, 481 slugging. So, if we go take a look, Fangraphs, are you going to load for me? What are we doing? Oh, you're killing me. I'm trying to do the show, and you're holding me back here. Let me see, actually. Let me pull up Kris Bryant also on Baseball Savant. We got another super chat coming in. Cameron, love to see another Florida Bo Sox guy. Odds of Freeman. Hey, Cameron. Hey, I used to live in Massachusetts, so used to live in Worcester, Mass, and made my way to Florida about, 2002? Somewhere around there. But odds of Freeman. I don't know at this point. I have no idea what to think. I'm wondering if Kris Bryant ended up going to the Rockies. I mean, I'm not going to question anything anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to shoot something down anymore. We saw the rumors of Freddie Freeman, and the Rays making him an offer. I might be leaning towards the Rays. I really do. Because I really think it might happen. If the Rockies really wanted Kris Bryant and the Rays really want Freddie Freeman, why couldn't it happen? Devo, 499 Super Chat, looking forward to hanging out in your streams this season. I am excited for that too, my friend. Congrats on the 20K. I appreciate you, my friend. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much for always coming out. And I am quite excited for this season. We're going to be doing watch-alongs this season. We're going to be watching games that are on national TV. We're going to be doing the power rankings every week. We're going to have hot takes. We got a lot of baseball content coming up this season. So for the 600 people that are in the chat, hey, make sure you're coming out for as much baseball content as you can. I might actually be doing, hey, let me know in the chat, everyone, because I actually do want to know your opinion on this. Let me know, would you like to see a weekly stream dedicated to MLB or MLB The Show, The Road to the Show? Would you like to see that once a week? Would you like to see a weekly stream for that where I take my dopey self, put it in The Road to the Show, and we can just do a stream? It could be also like a Q&A kind of a thing. I won't just make it where I'm sitting here playing video games. I can actually, answer questions as I'm playing. It can be a good Q&A, like a good little hangout stream. You know how I got that idea? I follow a wrestling channel called Cultaholic. They recently just started WWE, 2K22? They just came out with their video game, and that channel, Cultaholic, has been doing streams, doing I forget what you call the mode, but it's like the same thing as Road to the Show, but in wrestling. So, I was seeing that. I'm like, that might be kind of fun to do for Road to the Show. I can make it like a Q&A kind of a thing. So, but yeah. Anyway, but we also had a super chat here. Fake Retro 8s. You're from Worcester. Oh, you live in Worcester County. That's cool. Yeah, I like to say Worcester to, kind of just make it simple, but I actually lived in Rutland, Massachusetts, right next to Holden. So I'm sure you know where that is. So there was nothing in Rutland, Massachusetts. There was a Dunkin' Donuts, there was a pizza place, and that was it. There was nothing in Rutland. So, but anyway, back to Kris Bryant. Thank you everyone for coming out, and thank you for the super chats. So, Kris Bryant, as you can see here, the advanced numbers are still looking pretty good. He did swing and miss quite a bit, but he didn't chase too much. Even though he did swing and miss quite a bit, he did still strike out on a below average rate. But overall, he wasn't the worst with his strikeouts. So what kind of helps him out are the walks. The walks really help him out. He still has a good eye at the plate, still has a good on base. And the other good thing about Kris Bryant is is Fangraphs still not loading here? What is going on here? We got another super chat coming in. What is going on? How do you say this? Big O from Dot. What is going on, my friend? I don't think Freeman signs with the Rays. It would, teammates would not be happy immensely having a guy make 4 times what anyone else. I know, right? But I mean, you got to kind of look at it from a point of view. It is, Freddie Freeman, So I think they might look at it that way too. Hey, this is a guy, this is, one of the better players in the game. Also, I did miss it. I just saw someone say I missed a super chat. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm missing these super chats lately. Braves looking good from Michael J. Porter. I'm so sorry. Braves looking good if they don't get injured. The Braves are looking really good. I was really hoping they were going to get Joc Pederson back. We'll talk about him very shortly. But, hey, bringing back Rosario, I really like the moves that they're making. They're making good moves. So, I really do like the Braves. I think they're going to be a team. You can't mess with the Braves this year. You got to take them seriously. But also, Big O from Dot. Thank you for the super chat. As for Freeman, you know what? I think the players will recognize this is one of the better players in the game. He's one of the more beloved players in the game. I don't think they would take it too personal. I think they would be like, man, I'd love to have that kind of a paycheck. But, at the end of the day, baseball players, they understand. At the end of the day, the common goal is to win a championship. So, we'll have to wait and see. Will he go to the Rays? I still think there's a really good chance he goes to the Dodgers. We'll have to wait and see. But here we go. We also have Luis Suarez, a 99-cent super chat. Thank you so much. But here we go. This is still not loading. I don't know what's going on with Fangraphs right now. But that's completely ruining everything. Well, I guess Fangraphs is down. But as for Kris Bryant, let me just kind of get into why I like this move. Also, I will be going over some reactions from people. We're gonna go to the Twitter feed and we're going to go look at some people's reactions because they're quite fun. So, Kris Bryant, here's why I like the move. And if we go pull up Nolan Arenado, I think it's fair, to also pull up Nolan Arenado here because there is a really good argument here. Like, why would you sign Kris Bryant if you just had Nolan Arenado? Why? What is the reason for that? But let's go pull up Nolan Arenado. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to try and make as good of an argument as I can. You don't have to agree with me at the end of the day. I totally understand where other people are coming from, but I'm going to try and convince you of why it's a good move. Brendan DH, what's going on, my friend? With the Olsen trade and signed to the Braves, how much he signed for, it makes you wonder how much Freeman really wants. That's another thing. I wonder what his market is looking like because they just saw what Olsen signed for. Olsen signed for like $21 million. I don't know, man. Is that going to hurt him? I'm just saying, and the Braves, people were like, oh, the Braves, they didn't want to pay Freeman the money. What's wrong with them? Well, I mean, because they knew they could get Matt Olson for cheaper, so they would have I think they would have liked Freeman back, but it had to be at the right price. I think supposedly they offered, I think they did have an offer on the table, or they still had an offer on the table when he did, when they traded for Olsen. I think it was $24 million per year, something like, or it might have been more, might have been around like 27 or 28 million per year, which would have been a little more than Paul Goldschmidt, so per year at least. But I think in the end the Braves made the right move. But it is interesting to see what Freeman will end up getting. Caleb, what's going on? Saw a video of Reds fans protesting out of Great American Ballpark. They really hate the owner and the GM. I mean, they're going to be really happy, I think, with their team in a few years because they have a lot of young prospects coming up. I actually think they've had a pretty decent offseason. You got to remember here with Jesse Winker, the guy can only hit righties. He can't hit lefties. Eugenio Suarez strikes out a ton. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad players, but they definitely had their flaws. We're going to talk about one trade here coming up in a little bit, but they also brought in, they were able to bring in Brandon Williamson in that trade, and I think he's an underrated pitching prospect. They were able to get Chase Petty. That could end up being a really good arm for you down the road. He does have a lot of reliever risk, but that dude has such a high-octane fastball and a slider to where worst comes to worst, that guy could be your closer down the road. So they've made with what they have. You also have to understand here, the Reds, they seem to be kind of struggling a little bit when it comes to money. So I like what they're doing in terms of they're working with what they have and they're making the best moves they can, and they're thinking outside the box as well. I also really like them bringing in Jake Fraley. I thought that was really nice for them. So, I mean, obviously, yeah, Winker and Suarez, they're good players, but I think at the end of the day, they're trying to think outside the box here. And who knows, maybe they were trying to clear a little bit of payroll to where I don't know, maybe they could bring in a free agent that we don't know about yet. So, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I don't think the Reds have had a bad offseason. And then bringing in Mike Minor, who essentially replaces... who did they trade away? I can't fully remember. Who did they trade away? Sonny Gray, right? And yeah, that was another one too. They traded away Sonny Gray. Then they brought in Mike Minor. That guy's going to give you innings. His FIP was right around what Sonny Gray's was. So... I'm just saying. Mike Minor, he's a veteran guy. He's going to give you innings. I like the top of their rotation, honestly. Luis Castillo, Tyler Mahle, and now Mike Minor. And then you're going to have Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo. And then you have Brandon Williamson, too, all three of those guys could get to the major leagues this year. They have a good team. Okay, I wouldn't say they have a great team, but they have some good pieces about that team still. And I think the Reds still could be pretty competitive. So, and then, yeah, they traded away Amir Garrett as well, Luke 22. We'll get to that trade here in a little bit, which I actually did like that trade. I thought it was a pretty nice trade. I like that the Royals, they got a reliever in Amir Garrett. He had a good second half last year. And then for the Reds, they're replacing the innings that they lost with Sonny Gray. But in the process, they got younger. They added some prospects. I actually really like what the Reds have done. I don't think they're going to be an amazing team, But I don't think they're going to be like this bottom feeder team. They still have some pretty good pieces. So, and they got younger. Anyway, moving on. Let me actually pull up Fangraphs one more time. There is something going on with Fangraphs right now because they are not working. I don't know that's been going on a lot with Fangraphs lately. They have been their website's been down probably because of all the free agent moves. But okay, I digress. Let me get back here to the Kris Bryant move. I like this move. I do. Again, I'm going to try and convince you of why I think it could end up being a better move with Nolan Arenado. And I need to tell this to the 700 people that are in here. You have to remember, with Nolan Arenado, he had a negative $50 million value. That is why the Rockies had to pay $50 million to get out of that contract. Right? That's why. They were underwater on it. They had to pay the $50 million. They could have paid $50 million, or they could have attached a bunch of prospects. Same thing is happening with Eric Hosmer. The reason Nolan Arenado was a bad contract, and I think some people are getting it kind of confused but Nolan Arenado was a really good player. Well, yes, he was a really good player. However, Nolan Arenado, he was having some injuries. He was looking like he was starting to have some wear and tear. And if you take a look in 2020, he missed 12 games in 2020. His batting average was down. His on-base was down. His slugging was down. And then historically, guys around this age, sure, I still think he has a few good seasons left. I still think he could even have 3 or 4 more good seasons. But historically, on average, these guys start to wear down. The problem that the Rockies had, this was where I think they messed up. They signed Nolan Arenado to a long-term deal. They gave him the extension in the first place. That was the wrong move. You should not have signed him to that extension if you felt like you weren't going to hang on to him. That was the problem. I think they gave the extension because, and while this is a nice thing, I think in the end, it just made people just more angry, obviously. I think they gave in to some fan pressure a little bit. I think fans, they really wanted Nolan Arenado to get re-signed. And I think they gave in a little bit. And I think ownership, I would imagine, there were probably some people there probably didn't want to give him that big of a deal. And then, a perfect example is Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols signed around that age. And then he ended up having a really bad contract. So I guarantee there were some people in that organization that thought it probably wasn't a good idea. But ownership, I think, probably wanted to get this guy locked up because fans really wanted him to get locked up. I'm not defending the Rockies. That's where they messed up. That was the problem. They should not have signed him to this huge deal in the first place. However, with Kris Bryant, okay? With Kris Bryant, where I think he could end up being a little better for the Rockies is the versatility. Nolan Arenado could not move around. He probably maybe could have played first base at some point. But with Kris Bryant, this is a guy, he can play multiple positions. Okay? He can move around. He's going to be, I think, a little more valuable to you now than Nolan Arenado would. And I wish I can pull up Fangraphs right now and kind of just look at the rest of their roster. But you have guys that can move around, like Ryan McMahon. He can move around a little bit. Teams are starting to see that versatility is a very important thing. I'm not trying to be biased towards my Red Sox, but look at what the Red Sox had this year. They had versatile players. Kike Hernandez, probably the most notable one. This is a guy that can move around to center field. He can go play second base. The fact that these guys can move around a little bit really helps out the team a lot. With Arenado, he did not have that versatility. Yes, he was extremely good at third base, but they were starting to see signs of wear and tear, and they were starting to see signs of a decline a little bit. If you take a look at his on-base percentage. In 2019, his on-base was .379. 2020, a short season. It dropped to 303. Okay, short season. So be it. But then look at 2021. He played almost a full season. He only had a 312 on base. The slugging went up, but his slugging, look at his slugging percentage in 2019. 583. 494 this past year. So, I'm just saying. WRT team, $2 super chat. Correa to the Cubs. No bidding wars so far among the teams. I don't know what the heck is going on with Carlos Correa. We're going to talk about Carlos Correa here in just a little bit. But thank you so much, RWB team. Thank you for the $2. I don't think he goes to the Cubs. I think they've made their move with Seiya Suzuki. I think they're only going to make minor signings at this time. I think we're going to talk about Correa in just a little bit. Paul Rizzo, $2 super chat. Yankees need pitching rotation, not dependable. I agree. I've been saying this about the Yankees pitching going back to last offseason. What the heck? Like, what are they doing? I'm sorry, Jordan Montgomery is not your number 2. Are they really counting on Luis Severino that much? They must think Luis Severino is going to come down from the heavens and just save them. I mean, he definitely could, but how do you know? How do you know? You don't know. So, Paul, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. But Nolan Arenado, don't be surprised in a few more years, he starts to wear down. Whereas with Kris Bryant, you know, the same thing could also happen to Kris Bryant. I actually want to pull up Nolan Arenado's advanced numbers as well. Another thing, too, is Kris Bryant is cheaper, and I'm seeing all those people out there, but what about the $50 million? Well, even with the $50 million that they played for Arenado, they still are saving money on what they paid for Arenado. So Kris Bryant, his deal was for $182 plus the $50. That's $232. Nolan Arenado had a contract for $275. So they're still saving $40 million. So beating Cozy, $1.99. Since Joc is going to the Giants, does that mean... What are you implying? My potato brain is not connecting. Since Joc is going to the Giants, does that mean... What does that mean? Hold on, I'm trying to think what you're thinking. Are we talking about Freddie Freeman? No. Maybe? I'm not connecting with you, Beat and Cozy. I'm not connecting. Odd villain, I will defend this signing until I am blue in the face, and I could be wrong and wrong and wrong, but I will go down fighting, my friend. I will go down fighting. But, hey, they're still saving money. Obviously, not a lot of money, but still saving money nonetheless. Also, they did get back some young players in that trade with Nolan Arenado. They actually got back a third base. I think it was a third base prospect they got back for him. They also got back Austin Gomber, who I think is a pretty nice piece for the rotation. Do I think, obviously, this was not all planned. This was not all calculated, but I'm going to give the Rockies some credit. I'm going to give the Rockies some credit here, where they realized they made a mistake. Jig and Jeremy, I'll get to you in just 1 second. They realized they made a mistake with the Arenado signing. They traded him away. Could they have done that whole thing better? Absolutely, they could have. They could have just not signed him to the extension in the first place. That's where they messed up. They got some new people in place now that can actually make some good decisions. And I'm not defending the Rockies on that. That's where they really did mess up. However, the trade that they made was not the problem with Nolan Arenado. That was they won the trade. They did. They won that trade. Technically, on paper, they got more value back. Again, they lost with the actual extension in the first place for Nolan Arenado. So, Jig and Jeremy, $5 super chat. Give me some hope for my Reds. Also, I think Nick C would be a good fit for your Sox. Also, James Scott LeGros with a super chat. I'm going to read this in just 1 second. Jig and Jeremy, man. Listen, I just went on a rampage about the Reds just not too long ago. I love some of these young guys that they brought in. I love that they brought in Fraley, who's an on-base guy. I do like some of these moves the Reds are making, and I still think they could be an okay team this year. I think you could see a team maybe 80 wins maybe. But I do love Lodolo, Hunter Green. I'm really excited for those guys. I love that they brought in Brandon Williamson. in the trade with Eugenio Suarez and Jesse Winker. I think the Reds are actually doing fine, you know? I really do. I think they're doing fine. James Scott, what's going on? James Scott LeGros, Nolan should have been traded in 2016. I agree with you. They should have traded him before they signed that extension. I agree. Dodgers offered several of their prospects who won the 2020 World Series in LA. Schmidt now has also been given the green light to spend between $170, $180 in annual payroll. So I completely agree with you, James. They should have traded him. They would have gotten a haul, but that just goes to show the people that were running the Rockies before were not, I don't know what the heck they were thinking. But I'm not going to hate on the Rockies here. I'm not going to hate on the Rockies here because they made a move. You know, like, whatever. You know, yes, you can look at this all you want, but at the end of the day, we got to move on. How many baseball fans were, up in arms about the whole Astros thing, which, yes, I agree. They deserved as much hate as they got. But look what the Astros did in 2020. One win away from a World Series, made it to the World Series this year. I mean, come on. You got to move on eventually. You got to move on. And I can understand why people are going to look at the Nolan Arenado thing, but I'm going to laugh if the Rockies end up having the last laugh. I'm going to laugh at it because everyone was, flipping out. Everyone all over the place. They gave $50 million to trade Nolan Arenado. Well, they had to get out of the contract. They had to. It was just the way of the game. It's just like a used car. You're underwater on it as soon as it leaves the lot. So, and then if you start having problems with the car, well, the value is going to go down even further. Just like Nolan Arenado. He was having, some injuries. He was having I think something was going on with his shoulder at one point. They had to pay the $50 million. That's just how the business works. That's just how it is. So, Kris Bryant, I love the move. I love the versatility. Fangraphs is finally working again. Thank God. Here we go. Let's go to the Rockies. Let's go take a look here. Come on, Fangraphs. You are killing me right now. Killing me. What are we doing? I'm trying to talk about the Rockies here. Can I pull up a different Rockies depth chart? All right, here we go. ESPN, or let's go to MLB.com. Fangraphs, you're killing me. Also, hey, James Scott LeGros, thank you for the $20. That's awesome of you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I completely agree with you on Nolan Arenado. They should have traded him before. Xavier Valdez, $4.99. What's going on? Now that baseball is back, does that mean the Diamondbacks are officially eliminated from the playoffs? I'm gonna pump the brakes. I've been quite a fan of how the Diamondbacks are actually looking. I've liked some of the pieces that they've added for the bullpen. Mark Melancon, Ian Kennedy. I like that a lot. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if the Diamondbacks end up getting someone like Nick Castellanos. They're just sitting out there. They're just sitting out there, man. What are they doing? They said in the beginning of the offseason that they wanted to make some moves. They said, okay, we're not going to be able to buy 40 wins, but we definitely want to add some better players. Oh, a couple new members. James Scott LeGros and Jiggin Jeremy have become members. Everyone, we have reached the 100 member milestone. We have reached 100 members. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Really appreciate that a lot, man. We've been hitting some milestones on this channel lately, and wow, 100 members. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much to you two for signing up, helping us get to 100. Thank you so much. But yeah, if anyone else is interested in a membership, it's only 99 cents per month. You get to join the Discord. You get to have the badges and the emojis in the chat. And with the Discord, you can talk baseball all you want. So we see a couple members here. Jaren and Papa Joke. What's going on? Odd Villain, how do you become a member? There should be a join button somewhere. So, oh, JP on sports. That's not very nice. That's not very nice. Drew Blackwell, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. So anyway, let's go take a look at the depth chart here. So with the Rockies, you got guys that can move around here. Brendan Rodgers is a guy that has versatility. He can go back between second and short. taking a look, Ryan McMahon is someone that has versatility. Garrett Hampson can move around a little bit. I'm just saying. And then also with Kris Bryant, you know, someone like a Raymel Tapia, you know, who knows? What is he really doing? What is he doing? You know, this is a guy, he's going to give you more of a batting average and some speed, but there's not much slugging there. So maybe Kris Bryant, you know, he's a righty bat. You know, I don't know what happens with Tapia here. Obviously, but then Garrett Hampson as well. He can play out in the outfield. The Rockies have a lot of versatility now. And I think they're going to use that to their advantage. With Nolan Arenado, yes, I do love Nolan Arenado, but that guy was stuck at third. I'm just saying the Rockies, they have tons of versatility right now. And also, I want to point this out to you all as well. They had one of the best defenses last year. I don't know if anyone knew that about the Rockies. They had one of the best defenses last year. John, you're saying there's not a join button, not a join button. If you go, you might have to go onto the browser. Go to the browser, and you'll see the join button there. Sometimes it doesn't pop up on mobile. I'm not sure if you're on your phone, if you're on your iPad, but try going to the browser. You might see it there. So, but yeah, I've had other people say that too, and then when they went to the browser, they saw the button there. So, but taking a look here again, the Rockies, tons of versatility. Fangraphs is still not working. You're killing me, Fangraphs. So, I like it. I like the move for the Rockies, man. I do. And you know what? Yeah. Signing Arenado in the first place was the problem. But there comes a time when, you know what? Bryant, he's going to be good for that team. He's going to hit. He's basically going to give you some kind of production, like the similar production to what Arenado, you know, could give you. But I'm just saying, if you're looking at both of their numbers, you know, Bryant had a slightly better batting average. With Arenado, you're definitely going to get some more RBIs. But Kris Bryant, he's going to give you a better on-base percentage. He's going to give you a similar slugging. You know, Bryant had the better OPS last year. Arenado is definitely going to give you some great fielding. But the Rockies have great fielding. I really wish this Fangraphs would load. This is killing me. So I would imagine Bryant is going to be the third baseman, but they got great fielding all over the place. So I do like it a lot. Obviously, yeah, the whole the Nolan Arenado debacle, signing him to that extension, that was the wrong move. It was the wrong move. Kris Bryant, this is a good move. This is a good move. And I know people are going to make fun of it, but don't be surprised. I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if the Rockies end up maybe having a pretty good season. They just need some pitching. That's the only problem with the Rockies. Here's where I like the Rockies right now. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Fangraphs. They must be doing some updates on it right now, so I'm going to have to come back to it. But I'm going to say this right now. The Rockies have a decent lineup now. Brendan Rodgers, look out for him. This guy, he could really take a step forward next year. He really could. Look out for him. I love Ryan McMahon. You know, I think he had a very good season last year. Not just with the bat, but also good defense from him as well. You know, I just really like it. I really like what they did. You know, they got some bats, you know, in many parts of the lineup right now. And they got great defense. They got some pretty good pieces in the bullpen. You know, so we're going to have to see how this bullpen turns out. But they do got some younger arms that could end up taking a step forward. I think the pitching, if they can just hold it down, I really would like for them to add a pitcher. You know, that would be nice. So, but at the end of the day, if the Rockies can just do enough with the starting pitching, they have a good enough lineup. They have good defense. They have an okay bullpen. The Rockies are not a bad-looking team. So we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening with the Rockies. So also, I'm not sure if my connection is running a little slow right now. My computer is kind of churning over here. It's hard at work. And I'm not sure if I'm having some lag issues over here. No, it looks like we're doing okay. James Scott, what's going on? How do you pronounce this? Elhuris Montero, third base prospect. Yeah, that was the guy they got back in the trade. That's a guy where he's got a lot of power. Let me actually go to the Rockies' top prospects. So here we go. Sharing the screen. Yeah, so he is the number 4 prospect right now. And, you know, and I think that I actually did really like this. Let me pull up the trade here, just in case anyone needs to see it. We got around 800 people in the chat. Just in case anyone does need to see the trade between Nolan Arenado and the Rockies Nolan Arenado trade. On paper, the Rockies did win this trade. $6.3 million going to the Cardinals, and then $13.10 going back to the Rockies. So, as you can see here, Nolan Arenado had a negative $43.7 million value at the time. Frank Ryan has become a member. Frank Ryan, thank you so much. Why was his value so low? He had a massive contract. He wasn't getting any younger. He was having some injuries. Nolan Arenado's value was shot at the time. It was not good. That is why they had to give the $50 million in cash, so they could at least get something in return. And they did. They got Montero, who's the number 4 prospect right now. They got Gill, who's in the rotation now. Or not Gill, sorry, Gomber, who's in the rotation now. And they got a couple of prospects in Gill, Losi, and Sommers. So, and they needed some more prospect depth because they didn't have a great farm system. They still don't. Conman 752 with a $20 super chat. What is going on? Mike Elias said he wasn't interested in giving out multi-year contracts at this point. He sure had me fooled. I can't imagine MLB Twitter, if Correa did go to the O's, would love seeing some money being spent. Your thoughts? We're going to get to Carlos Correa here next. That is my next story. I definitely think, man, I don't know if it happens. I wonder if he ends up just going back to the Astros on a 1-year deal. I think they'll have I wouldn't be surprised if they actually have an offer. Will he take it, though? I don't know. But real quick, let me just take a look at the Rockies here. Remember, they got Montero back in the trade, and this guy is looking pretty close. He's got a ton of power, and that power bat can really play at Coors. And taking a look at his numbers from last year, look at the numbers that this guy had. Did anyone see the numbers that this guy had last year? This was the guy that they got for Nolan Arenado, but did anyone pay attention to this? No, probably not. You know, because all these, a lot of people out there are still making fun of the trade, but do they realize the guy that they got back in the trade overall last year had 28 home runs, 86 RBIs, a 278 average with a 360 on base? Raise your hand if you knew that he had these numbers. Raise your hand. Did anyone know this? I'm sure a couple of Rockies fans do. But I'm just saying, don't be surprised if the Rockies get the last laugh. Don't be surprised. So, Cash Nelson, what's going on? What should the Cards do after news that Flaherty and Reyes are having shoulder problems and won't play the start of the season and we won the trade? All right, you got me there. I was like, what? You got me. I really hope Flaherty, man. I really hope, I hope he's good. I hope he's good to go because I think the Cardinals could be a good team. And then Reyes as well. I don't know, man. That's tough. So, I don't know, man. It's they need Flaherty. They need that guy because that guy could be a Cy Young. He could absolutely be a Cy Young candidate. If he's having shoulder issues, I'd rather have elbow issues instead of shoulder issues. That's not good, man. Hopefully he doesn't need some kind of a surgery because that could be pretty bad. So, thank you for the super chat. And the Rockies won the trade. But again, raise your hand if you knew that Montero, the guy that they got back in the trade, Raise your hand if you knew how good of a season he had last year. I'll wait. I'll wait one more minute. Okay. The Rockies, they got a couple of good players in that trade, man. I'm just saying. So they got Gomber. I like their team, man. I'm hyped. I'm hyped over the Rockies. And let's go to some reactions, shall we? Talking Jake. Everyone knows Talking Jake. He says here, he's going to love that contract on his next team. You know, it's a typical, you know, it's a typical thing to say. You know, it's getting, you know, a little, it's getting a little tiring now. It's a little old at this point. Just wait. I'm telling you, just wait. Wait for the Rockies, where, you know, they're going to be pretty good in a few years. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the Rockies are going to be good. Watch. I hope Nolan Arenado is good to go, but don't be surprised if you start seeing him wearing down over the next few years. You know, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at all. So I hope not. I'm not, you know, wishing injury among someone, but this was a guy that was having some injuries, man. He had some amazing seasons. Nolan Arenado was insane. He was insane, you know, but like, just don't be surprised if he starts wearing down. So, yeah, come on, Jake. Talking Jake, we can do a little better than this. Come on. Again, I'm looking at the positives of the Rockies instead of you know, making fun of the Rockies. I'm a glass half full kind of a guy. I'm gonna look towards the good in this, and I love it. Made a good signing. Kris Bryant's a solid player, and you know what else I like about this move most of all? Kris Bryant's just a winner. He's a winner. He won a World Series with the Cubs, helped end that curse. He's a winner. I mean, why would you not want to bring that kind of a player? Last time I checked, I mean, if if you want to talk, you know, about World Series rings, I think Kris Bryant leads Nolan Arenado in that category. I could be wrong. I don't think Nolan Arenado has won a World Series. I don't know. Has he won? Has he? No, I don't think he has. I don't think he has. Anyway, but Kris Bryant, Rockies, love that move. So let's get to it here. So let's get to our next story. What do we got next? Okay, yeah, we had the super chat earlier from Conman. So that actually was my third story. I was going to talk about something else, but because of the super chat, Conman, I'm going to expedite this story first. Carlos Correa, it looks like the Orioles have an offer on the table. It looks like an offer is on the table. And who was the one to report this? I think it was Ben Verlander. Or no, it was Raul Ramos, and he retweeted it. Going to take a look at this. Here we go. I am able to confirm that the O's offer still stands. But let's go to this article here. So, Utah Street Report. Taking a look. So, it says here, I heard from a source and was able to confirm with multiple people that the Orioles did, in fact, offer Correa a 10-year contract worth upwards of $300 million. It appears the preliminary report from Ramos was accurate. I do not know whether or not that offer is still on the table, but I do know that it is the largest offer in terms of total money that Correa has received to this point. This article was made today by Ryan Blake of, I believe it's pronounced Utah Street Report. It looks like an Orioles blog. So that is interesting. I wonder if he ends up taking a short offer with the Astros and trying, get back out there in the free agent market next year. Kind of like what Marcus Semien did. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But Correa on the Orioles, I think makes a ton of sense. I really do. I think it makes a lot of sense. Why? Okay, Fangraphs, you're killing me right now, man. Why Mike Elias? He runs the Orioles baseball operations. He was the one that drafted Carlos Correa with the Astros. Remember that? The Orioles, they don't really have a superstar player. I mean, I know they got Cedric Mullins. They got Ryan Mountcastle. They got Trey Mancini. But they don't have someone the caliber of a Carlos Correa. If you put Carlos Correa on the Orioles, I mean, that lineup now is looking pretty good. Could you imagine a lineup with Carlos Correa, Cedric Mullins, Trey Mancini, Ryan Mountcastle? I mean, that's not looking too bad. And then Adley Rutschman eventually will make it to the major leagues. That's a pretty good looking team, if you ask me. They have all the payroll. They have all the payroll space. I mean, the Orioles could absolutely fit Carlos Correa. To me, it's a no-brainer. The only thing that's holding it up is, does Carlos Correa want to play there? Does he want to accept the offer? Also, Beating Cozy, I'm seeing your super chat. Can we see Joey Gallo's home run from yesterday? You know what? I think we have to. Let's go see Joey Gallo's home run from yesterday. I mean, it was a majestic shot. I don't know if anyone saw it, but it was fantastic. I mean, Joey Gallo, when he really gets into one, he just hits it to the moon. I mean, look at this right here. He just nails it. Look, it goes right into the trees. Swing and a miss. Joey Gallo. Sorry, that's the wrong video. But Carlos Correa, I think it would make a lot of sense for the Orioles. Will he go there? Will he take the offer? I'm not sure. If he goes back to the Astros on a one-year deal, man, that would be a huge shot, man. Or a huge, what's the right word? That's a huge risk. Sorry, I don't know what the heck I was saying. That'd be a huge risk. And he'd be taking a shot on himself, you know? I mean, that's a risk, man. Could you imagine? Like, if he turns down $300 million, goes back to the Astros, has himself a good season, gets himself maybe 350, 340. I don't know. But then what if he goes back to the Astros and has a down season? Ugh. I don't know, man. I wonder, could he end up going to the Orioles? Or maybe the Astros work out a long-term deal with him. Could he work out a long-term deal? I'm just saying. So that could happen too. But we're going to have to wait and see. It's very quiet on the Carlos Correa front. I don't know. Hopefully we see something soon with Carlos Correa. Let's talk a little Freddie Freeman, shall we? A little Freddie Freeman. Here is the latest on Freeman's market. So we're getting guys now starting to come off the board. Hey, Kris Bryant off the board now, a corner infielder who does have a ton of versatility, but he's off the board. So what's going on with Freddie Freeman? So let's go take a look here. Freddie Freeman. Here we go. So today, John Heyman did report that word is going around that the Rays are being aggressive in Freddie Freeman talks. Hard to believe they are in at all on a free agent superstar to begin with. If they can outbid the Dodgers and the Red Sox and everything and everyone else, that would be something. Listen, everyone, I'm going to tell you something. Florida, there's no state tax. No state tax. The Rays are going to be moving to a new ballpark. Soon. Okay? Probably in Tampa. They're not going to Montreal anymore. Okay? So, new stadium. I mean, I know guys like Wander Franco, those guys are pretty nice. Randy Rosarina, those guys are pretty nice. But if you get someone the caliber of Freddie Freeman, that's a guy that you can just, he's a marketable guy. That's a guy that you can just build your franchise around. I mean, what a bat that would be for the lineup. He's just shown consistently time and time again that he just continues to produce. He stays on the field. He's healthy. To me, I think Freeman especially if they're going to a new ballpark. I think that'd be huge. I think it'd be huge for him. And it's nice to see. You know why? Another thing, too, I think this is another underrated part, is, with the Rays, if Freeman goes to the Yankees or the Red Sox, well, I mean, hey, the Rays don't want him to go to the Yankees or the Red Sox or the Blue Jays. The Rays, they're trying to stay in it. They're trying to contend, too. So the Rays, they're saying to themselves, all right, listen, guys, we got all these great young players. We got prospects for days, but, we can't, these superstar players, we're not going to win anything if Freddie Freeman's going to the Red Sox. We couldn't beat the Red Sox in the playoffs last year, so we're going to let him go to the Red Sox? I mean, what good's that going to do us? So the Rays, there's a lot of good reasons for them to bring in someone like Freeman. There's also the Dodgers. Okay, you cannot discount the Dodgers. Bob Nightingale, who had the best tweet of all time. Oh my God. Bob Nightingale had the best tweet. I died laughing at this tweet. It was the best typo of all time. Did anyone see this from Bob Nightingale today? Oh my God. I can't even read it. Freddie Freeman with a classy farewell to Atlanta and its passionate fan base. He may be gone, but he'll be forgotten. I can't read it. It's so stupid. Bob, how'd you mess this up? He will be forgotten. I don't understand, Bob. He may be gone, but he'll be forgotten. I can't read it. I gotta take it away. It's gonna kill me. It's just gonna kill me. That's one of the best. Oh my God. It's one of the best tweets I've ever seen in my life. The best accident ever. And he kept it. He didn't even delete it. He didn't even delete the tweet. He kept it up. Oh my God. I mean, Nando, who knows? Let's see how many people down the road are going to remember Freddie Freeman. I think they will. So, JD Sports Zone, maybe it wasn't a mistake. Can you imagine Bob Nightingale? He's just like, I'm just gonna say it how it is, man. You're all gonna forget about him. So here we go. But back to Freddie Freeman here. It says here that the Dodgers, they're believed to have a 4-year deal. So that's interesting. Maybe why he hasn't signed, because the Dodgers, they were looking like the favorite, but it looks like maybe that's why he hasn't signed with them, because it's only a 4-year deal. He's not going to want a 4-year deal. He's going to want 6 or 7. That's what I think might be holding this whole thing up, are the years. Adam Wetstein, what's going on? The Rogers owes the Jays all of Canada. Is considered local market. Yep. For TBJ, 9 million subs at 50 million. Stop cable cutting. With the Rogers, they got money to play with over there, man. The Blue Jays are a scary looking organization, man. They got prospects. Well, they did have they had more prospects a year ago, but they got good players. They still have some good young players in the farm. They got money. I'm just saying, man. They got a lot of money. Adam, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. THP Knob. Back in the day, the Dodgers offered Bryce Harper. With Harper, he wants a long-term deal. These guys want long-term deals. They want to be locked up for the rest of their career. Even if they get traded somewhere, they want to know that they're going to worry, or they're not going to have to worry about what they make every single year. So, Haps, what is this chill music in the background? It is Scream Beats by Harris Heller. Scream Beats. So, JD Sports Zone, can you see Correa to the Nats with Soto and Cruz? I mean, why not? I don't see what the problem is. Can the Nationals go big and go after Carlos Correa? I thought he would be a pretty good fit there. So we're going to have to wait and see. But as of right now, the Rays are hot on his tail. The Dodgers, I guess, have a 4-year offer. You know? It's, what are the Red Sox doing? I don't know what's going on with Freddie Freeman right now. But if we saw Kris Bryant go to the Rockies, why couldn't Freddie Freeman go to the Rays? If they give him the years, I think he goes to where the organization that gives him the years. Ozzy, $1.99. Where do you believe Freeman will go? Prediction. I'm going to go Rays. I'm going to go Rays. You know, if they want him, they'll get him. You know, because it sounds like they're the most aggressive team. We heard the same thing about Kris Bryant and the Rockies. They were aggressive. And if they really want him, they'll go the years. Damian, what's going on? I think all this talk of the Sox and Rays being in on Freddie or an attempt to drive up his price by his agent. Definitely could be. Might be left with only 3-4-year deals. Ugh. You got to feel for him, man. If he only gets a 4-year deal, you got to feel for him, you know? But, you know, I think Matt Olson signing with the Braves, that really dealt him a bit of a blow. You know? Really did. Really dealt him a bit of a blow. So, we're going to have to wait and see what kind of offer he ends up getting. Maybe that's why the Red Sox got in on it. Because they heard the offers out there. They're like, oh, 4 years? We'll do Freddie Freeman for 4 years. Here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. This is where it could become a problem for Freddie Freeman, right? All three of the guys that run the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Rays, they're all guys that used to be with the Rays. So they're they're tough on those contracts, man. It's going to be very hard for those guys to give out, 6-7 year deals. Did anyone realize that? Where Chaim Bloom, with the Red Sox, used to be with the Rays, and the guy with the Rays is obviously with the Rays, and Andrew Friedman, who's with the Dodgers, was a Ray guy. So he has given out big contracts, but will he give that kind of a contract to someone that's Freddie Freeman, who's 32 years old? Got a couple super chats here. Darren Price, love the content. Keep up the awesome job. Darren, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out. Thank you. GDK all day. Phillies make any more moves if you had to guess? I think they're good. I think they're fine. Maybe another bullpen guy. A couple of minor league invites. I think they're done. Maybe another bullpen guy. I could see that. But I really like the Schwarber signing. Chad Dub, my super chat didn't go off, I guess. Congrats on another prediction with Bryant. Well, I'm going to say this. I didn't predict in my predictions video that Bryant was going to go to the Rockies. I did not predict those in my videos. But it felt like lately, if the Rockies really wanted Kris Bryant, if a team really wants you, they will go to the terms that you want, right? Or they will go as far as they can, right? And the Rockies were willing to do that, But you said, Chad, my super chat didn't go off. Did I? Is there another? I didn't see another. Oh, Chad, I'm so sorry. I see your super chat here from before. Sorry for being late to the party. Just got off work. Hope work was good today, my friend. Congrats on getting another. Oh, okay. So you said, okay. But yeah, I mean, I've just been saying lately, the last couple of days, if Bryant, if the Rockies really wanted him, they would get him, they would get him. So, and they did. They went the years. And I think that's what players are looking for. They're looking for the years, right? Salt of the Earth, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. But Freddie Freeman, we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening with him. It seems like it's down to 3 teams: Rays, Dodgers, and the Red Sox. Where's he going to go? I don't know. Sam Kendall, what's going on? What do you think the Red Sox will end up doing? I don't know. Because, like, Chaim Bloom has not been the kind of guy to go after, you know, these big contracts. I think he will if he can get the years that he wants. I think these guys that are like these Rays guys, they don't want to sign these guys to long-term deals because long-term deals have been proven over time that they're just not good. They don't end up being a good investment down the road. That's why with Kris Bryant, I think it could be good for the first few years or so. But what's Kris Bryant going to be like in the last couple of years? And the same thing with Nolan Arenado. What's he going to be like soon? You know, these long-term deals don't often work out very much. So we're going to have to wait and see. We are closing in on 1,000 1,000 people in the chat. Sorry. Everyone, we have 925 people in the chat, and we have 267 likes. Everyone, right now, take that finger, push that like button. Let's get to 500 on this next round. We got 900 people in here. We got under 300 likes. Come on, everyone. Hit that like button. It's going to help us get out there into the algorithm. So let's get to the next story. So we've talked Bryant, Freeman, Correa. Let's talk about a couple of guys that have signed. Zack Greinke going back to the Royals. I love this. I love this move. I thought it was a great move for the Royals. I mean, come on. Look, I mean, what a story. What a great story. But I also think it's going to be good for the Royals, too. Because remember, they did just trade Mike Minor. But now they're getting Greinke. He's going to get a lot of innings, man. Greinke, he's going to just eat the innings, man. Foolish Baseball put out a really funny tweet. It was really funny. It made me laugh. Wait, what did I just click on? Shoot. Clayton Kershaw's a Ranger. So close. Where was this tweet? It made me laugh. This one. Zack Greinke is absolutely about to munch on some innings. I love that. That made me laugh. So, but overall, hey, you know, the Royals, you know what I like about the Royals is that they're still going out there and making moves, right? Still making some moves, bringing in Zack Greinke. You know, this is the team where he started. But let's see if Fangraphs, are you working now? Are we good? Are we good to go? Royals. Come on, let's click on the Royals. Hey, Fangraphs is working, everyone. Fangraphs is working. You know, honestly, I kind of like how the Royals look, man. They got a decent squad. Look at Zack Greinke, your opening day guy. I love it. I love it. Zack Greinke back with the Royals, man. You know, with Zack Greinke, is he really going to be the guy that, you know, the Greinke of old? You know, the one that signed a big deal with the Diamondbacks? Probably not. But he's going to be a guy that's going to be durable. He's going to give you innings. What I like about this Royals rotation is they're going to eat innings. They're going to make their starts. You know, I like this about the Royals rotation. Could the Royals be maybe a sneaky team? Alex Silva, what's going on? I saw JoJo Reports on Twitter is claiming the Royals and Padres are talking Hosmer. I don't know how legit this person is. Did call Greinke back to Royals in November. Oh, interesting. I wonder, could you imagine if the Royals, they brought back Greinke and then they bring back Hosmer? I mean, right now at first you have Hunter Dozier. If the Royals could get some prospects, if they could get a prospect out of the Padres with Hosmer, why not? Why not? Honestly, any team should go get Hosmer. If you can go get a prospect with him or a couple of prospects, why wouldn't you do it? Luke 22 has been a member for 2 months. Luke, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Christopher Gavin, what's going on? Speaking of the Royals, when do you think they will call up Witt Jr. and what position will they put him at? I think Bobby Witt Jr., he's ready, man. This guy needs to be in the major leagues this year. His numbers were so good last year. I'm surprised he never once saw the majors last year, even as like a September call-up. You know? This guy should have been in the major leagues. He was doing so good, but they're taking it slow. They're taking it slow. They are projecting a pretty good year out of him. 25 home runs, 268 average, 322 on base, 468 slugging. So I actually kind of like this Royals team, man. If these young guys could take a step forward, like Brad Keller, Brady Singer, Kris Bryant. Brad Keller did not look very good last year. Brady Singer, I thought he was going to do better. But, Kris Bryant, he was okay. So overall, I think the Royals, not a bad-looking team. But let's actually get to the next story here. The Royals actually made a trade today. We were talking about this a little earlier with the Cincinnati Reds. Hey, you know what? I actually kind of like this a lot, especially because they got Zack Greinke. Well, you can trade Mike Minor at this point. And then they got a bullpen guy in Amir Garrett. I like this a lot. Amir Garrett, he is basically going to be a setup guy. They really could have used a lefty in this bullpen. And let's pull up Amir Garrett here because this guy actually had a pretty up and down season last year. But he did look pretty good in the second half. If we go to his splits, taking a look here, in the second half, he had a 3.32 FIP. And in the first half, it was a 6.03. So, yeah, that's quite the difference. His walks were still a problem throughout the year, but they did come down a smidge. But it looked like he was focusing on not trying to strike guys out. So if he can keep kind of going in that direction, where, try not to strike everyone out, but also try to keep your walks down. But look at the home runs per 9. So it looked like with Amir Garrett last year, he really tried to not just blow guys away because he was giving up 2.5 home runs per 9 in the first half. And then he dropped it to a half a home run per 9 in the second half. So Amir Garrett did look really good last year in the second half. So that is nice to see. And I like that for the Royals. I think that's going to be a really nice move for them. And he's still young. Still a young guy. He's about 30 years old now. So I think it's a great move for their bullpen. They're not going to be an easy team. But if we go to the Cincinnati Reds now, who I think have had a pretty good offseason, taking a look at the Cincinnati Reds, with Mike Minor, that's a pretty decent 1-2-3. And like I was mentioning earlier, Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo, Brandon Williamson, I think those guys are going to be really nice. So the Reds got some pitching, man. They got some pitching, and I'm excited for it. I think the Reds could end up being a surprise team this year. So Ethan, Amir Garrett, Javier Baez going to fight again. Oh, man. Man, good times. Good times. But let's get to our next story here. So overall, I do like that trade. I think the Reds actually, they got some money along with Mike Minor too. So I think that was pretty nice. So let's get to our next story here. We had a couple of guys re-sign. Let's go here to Joc Pederson going to the Giants. I really like this move. The Giants, I think they could have used a righty bat. But, hey, whatever. Joc Pederson, this is a guy, he is very experienced in that division. Going to the San Francisco Giants. They got a lot of lefties right now. So that is the only thing that kind of weirds me out about it. But with Joc Pederson, ended up being a 1-year deal for $6 million. This guy just won a World Series. He was clutch in the playoffs. He was really good. And going to take a look at the Giants, got a lot of lefties right now. A lot of lefties. I mean, they have right now are projected for 2 righties in that lineup. I mean, I can't remember a lineup that was so lefty heavy. That's crazy. That's a lot of lefties, man. La Stella, Belt, Crawford, Lamont Wade Jr., Longoria. Or no, not Longoria. Yastrzemski, Peterson, Duggar. I mean, come on. That's a lot. That's a lot of lefties right there. But at least with Peterson, their whole bench is righties. So pretty much what the Giants are going to be doing here, they're going to be doing a lot of platoons. They're going to be doing a lot of matchups. You know, they're going to be putting guys that, righties in, righties out, lefties out. They're going to be switching guys in and out of this lineup. So while it does look lefty heavy right now, they're just going to go straight with matchups. Darren Ruff was a good righty bat. Austin Slater, I still think could be productive. Don't forget they still have Wilmer Flores. So this is kind of what the Giants are going to be doing. So they're basically, all these guys are going to get playing time. Could you see the Giants maybe add one more guy, maybe? Possibly. You got a couple of infielders. You got a catcher and an outfielder. They might be done. Maybe they add someone for the bullpen. But we'll have to wait and see. But Joc Pederson, hey, the guy's a winner. He's going to bring some good energy there. I like it. I like it a lot. As for his old teammate, Eddie Rosario, he ended up going back to the Braves. I thought Joc Pederson was going to go back to the Braves. But hey, Eddie Rosario going back to the Braves. I really like this a lot. Taking a look here. Eddie Rosario. Overall, I mean, hey, this guy was awesome for the Braves last year, especially in the playoffs. Rosario right now, he is slated for left field. And, the lineup is looking pretty balanced. I just thought Pederson was going to be the guy because Pederson can kind of move around. Also, they picked up Alex Dickerson, too. So take note of Alex Dickerson. But taking a look let's take a look at his stats here. With the Braves, he ended up playing a lot better. The Braves did something with, Rosario and Soler where they got those guys going, man. Rosario with the Braves last year, over 33 games, he hit 271, a 330 on base, a 573 slugging, compared to his time with the Indians last year, not the Guardians. They're the Guardians now. 254 average, a 296 on base, slugging of 389. So they really did something with him, and he improved a lot. Scottman 15, obligatory Trevor Story to the Twins. I'm thinking Twins for Trevor Story, man. I'm thinking if they got rid of Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, I mean, come on, it's got to be Trevor Story to the Twins, right? He would look good in a Twins uniform. Let's just say that. So, but overall, everyone, that is pretty much the news for tonight. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. We got Bryant, Freeman, Correa, Greinke, Pederson, Rosario, and then we had the trade. Oh, we got one more. Hold on, everyone. Hold the phone. We're not quite done yet. Dr. Touchdown, obligatory Trevor Story to the Cardinals. They're going at it again. These two are rivals, man. These two are rivals in the chat. Man, oh man. They want Trevor Story. Also, I didn't actually fully... I'm sorry, Christopher Gavin. I didn't fully answer your question. What position will Bobby Witt Jr. end up at? That's a good question. I mean, I think with Bobby Witt, he's going to be either third or short, right? So taking a look here at the depth chart. Where do they have him right now? They have him at third. So I'd imagine he'd be on the left side of the infield. There's Dr. Touchdown. Trevor Story to the Cardinals. They're going back and forth. Cardinals, Twins. Where's Trevor Story going to end up going? But we actually do have one more story, everyone. Maybe another trade candidate out there. We got Austin Meadows. Maybe the Rays. I mean, we're talking about Freddie Freeman over here. But overall, I mean, if Austin Meadows can get them a good package back, I think maybe you could end up seeing Austin Meadows on the move. Let's go take a look here. Let's go find the story. Hold on. Where is the story? Where is the story? Oh, come on. Here we go. Meadows. Here we go. All right. So, Rays have discussed trades involving Austin Meadows. I mean, with Austin Meadows, this is a guy... You know, if we pull him up here, let's go pull up his numbers from last year. Had a good amount of home runs last year. We got super chats coming in like crazy. You guys are going nuts. But a lefty bat with Austin Meadows. You know, the on base, this is a guy, he is going to strike out a bit. 122 strikeouts. It's not the worst, but, you know, he is going to strike out a little bit. But overall last year, he had some good numbers. He had 27 home runs, 106 RBIs. He had a 458 slugging. You would like to see the on-base come up, the 234 average come up. You know, who's a team that could use some slugging percentage? You know, a lefty bat like him, I think would be really good. Could you see maybe a team like the Marlins get in on someone like Austin Meadows? I think that, I mean, if the Marlins aren't going to go sign someone, why not go trade for Austin Meadows? I think he could be really good. Hitman, $1.99. Braves got a couple of bullpen arms today. Oh, that's right. They did get a couple of bullpen arms today, didn't they? Let's go back to the Braves here. But yeah, Austin Meadows, he would be really good for a lot of teams. Taking a look. So that's right. They did sign Tyler Thornburg. I saw that. That just made me think of his illustrious career with the Red Sox. And then they signed Colin McHugh yesterday. Is that who you're talking about? The only one I saw today was Tyler Thornburg. Unless that was that a major league deal for him? I saw the Tyler Thornburg. Was that a minor league signing? It's a non-guaranteed one-year deal. Oh, so he is on the 40-man roster. Okay. So, yeah, Tyler Thornburg, man, he's been up and down. You know, I remember when the Red Sox brought him in, you know, and he was really good. If you go back to his numbers with the Brewers, that at the time when they brought him in, people were thinking, oh, yeah, this is a good bullpen arm. He had a 2.15 ERA, a 2.83 FIP. He was striking guys out. And then he just kind of lost his way. In 2020, I think, what happened to him last year in 2021? Did he get like surgery or something? He had something going on with him, but he just hasn't been able to find his way in the last few years. Hopefully he can find his way with the Braves. We'll have to wait and see. Taking a look at these other super chats. Luke 22, who would the Yanks have to give for the A's pitchers? I guess it depends on which one. Montaz, you're looking at having to give up something good. You know, I would imagine Luke Voit, maybe Gleyber Torres could be in a package. If you got both of Manaea and Montaz, you're going to have to give up a pretty substantial package, you know, because Montaz is going to be worth around $40 million. Manaea is going to be around 14. So you're looking at around $54 million worth of value. Someone like Luke Voit will have $3 million. Gleyber Torres will have around $10 million. And then at that point, maybe you could put Peraza in there. I don't know if they want to part with him. Peraza would give you around $25 million of value. Probably not going to trade Dominguez. He's going to be around that value as well. Maybe someone like, honestly, if they traded for a pitcher, I would imagine maybe you'd have to put Gill in part of that package, right? I would imagine that, you know, someone like Gill would end up having to be a piece. If they could keep Gill, I think that would be fantastic. But yeah, Luke 22, you're looking at those guys. I think Luke Voit, Gleyber Torres, their days could be numbered. You're looking at other, you know, and then prospects. You know, you got Luis Medina, Oswald Peraza, Luis Gill. You know, you got these other guys. You got Pereira, an outfield prospect. There's a lot of guys that you could package them. So Montaz, you're definitely going to have to give up something good. So Casey Reagan, obligatory Trevor Story to the Pirates. Let's get Trevor Story on the Pirates. Hitman, yes, a couple of bullpen arms today for the Braves. Hopefully Tyler Thornburg can get his career back on track. What's going on? Another super chat here from Big Clinks. What's going on? Do you see the Angels making any signings? I wonder if maybe they could go after Story, man. Could they go after Story? I don't know, man. We're going to have to wait and see. But I think Story could be I know they like to spend money on the position players, but I don't know, man. Like, are they gonna do it? Like, they could use a shortstop. I'm not sure what they end up doing, but THP Knob, my conspiracy theory is that they want to trade Austin Meadows and Tyler Glasnow. Ooh. Could you imagine that? Ooh, could you imagine that? Man. Huh. You know, I wonder if it is the salary that they're worried about, more just the years. I wonder what it is. Alex Silva, $4.99. I did a Padres, Rays, Meadows for Myers, and Paddock. Huh, that could be interesting. Myers, Paddock, Susana, and Rosario all going to the Rays. Huh. Paddock would be pretty interesting on the Rays. That would be neat. Myers going back to the Rays. Huh. Could you imagine that? Wow. That could be interesting. I wonder if they could get, could the Rays get someone like Paddock back on track? I see you, Zimba. Glasnow is hurt. Funny thing with Glasnow is he still has value. He has another year of control after this year. And obviously Glasnow looked really good. I wonder what teams will think about Glasnow, though, because, the whole sticky stuff thing, how is he going to be without the stuff? We're going to have to wait and see. But I don't know. But everyone, that is my show for tonight. I'm going to get out of here. I got to wake up early tomorrow. I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm not sure what else is going on here tonight. Could we see a Freeman signing tonight? We're going to have to wait and see. Next Level Lunatics, what's going on? Any chance Conforto to the Yankees? If we're looking at the Yankees right now, let me pull up their depth chart. I mean, could they use another lefty bat? I don't know. Probably not. You got Gallo. You got Judge. You got Hicks. To me, I would be okay with Hicks being a fourth outfielder, to be completely honest. Wow. Look at this, everyone. They have DJ LeMahieu on Fangraphs on the bench. Like, Fangraphs, what are you talking about? DJ LeMahieu, you have Gleyber Torres over DJ LeMahieu on the bench. Are you kidding me? Fangraphs, what are you doing? You are very intelligent people. Why do you have DJ LeMahieu on the bench? It makes no sense. Aaron Hicks, could you maybe move Joey Gallo to center field? Possible. But and then you could put Conforto maybe out in left. I don't see him getting Conforto, honestly. I do wonder where he goes. Conforto, I picked for the Rockies. Maybe Conforto could be, a guy for the Marlins, possibly. We'll have to wait and see. But everyone, I'm going to get out of here. If you can, hit that like button on the way out. Everyone, we are close to 500 likes. Everyone, hit that like button for me. We are around 80 likes away. If you can, hit that like button on the way out. Again, if anyone is new, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 21,000 subscribers. So, hey, if you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share any of the content. But everyone, sorry. I'm going to get out of here. Man, we've done a lot of streaming today. We streamed tonight. We streamed this morning. If anything else does happen, I will come back on. But it's looking like maybe we're going to have another, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe something could happen in the next hour or so. We'll have to wait and see. We did have a big one today with Kris Bryant, so maybe we'll have a break until tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. But everyone, thank you for joining me tonight. Have yourself a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you next time.